Hello again, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Seeing that we're still in the midst of spooky season, I have another top 5 list for you all. The top 5 worst horror film remakes. Now, we all know there are no shortages of remakes when it comes to classic films. Some are okay, some go unnoticed, some are inoffensive, some are regrettable, and sometimes they're just so bad that you wonder why God Almighty would anyone waste any of their precious time on this earth creating such a piece of shit? So, this is my list of what I consider to be 5 of the worst horror remakes ever made, in no particular order. Shit is still shit no matter how you try and dress it up, so keep in mind that everything on this list is equally terrible, no matter its placement. With that being said, let's get started. Number 5. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. This is a crash course in how to totally destroy one of the most iconic characters in horror history. The first mistake? Jackie Earle Haley. The second mistake? Jackie Earle Haley. The third mistake? I think you get the fucking point. Admittedly, I've never seen this guy in anything outside of this role, but I could tell you here, he was greatly miscast. He portrays Freddy as a stoic, emotionless, unlikable figure who in this film was a child abuser as opposed to a child murderer like in the original. I don't know if that's what affected his performance so much, but I have a feeling it's a combination of that, terrible writing, terrible directing, and overall lack of talent. Well, one of the things that set Robert Englund's portrayal of Freddy apart from those of his horror villain contemporaries like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers was his over-the-top personality. Freddy could go from farcical to starkly serious to lackadaisically nonchalant at the snap of a finger, all while remaining absolutely terrifying and make it believable to the audience. He made the Nightmare films watchable even when they were at their absolute lowest. And you never doubted that Englund and Craven had the right instincts for the character. The new Freddy, on the other hand, is less scary and more like an annoyance. Narrative-wise, his backstory is written to make him more of a societal menace due to the nature of his crimes, but none of that comes across on screen in this performance. The design for his mask, made to more realistically reflect severe third-degree burns, looks atrocious. It may be more realistic, but it's also harder to look at as well. And when the audience can't bear to physically look at the main character in your film, you have a big goddamn problem. No personality, no scares, no comedy, no intrigue, no real story, and an ensemble cast that are completely lost on how to execute any of this. Connie Britton of Spin City fame, who just 1 year later would go on to star in the iconic first season of American Horror Story, is completely wasted here, as is the actress playing Nancy, Rooney Mara. Katie Cassidy also appears as Nancy's friend Chris. What's with the late 2000 horror remakes casting CW stars? Katie Cassidy here, Jared Padalecki 1 year prior in 2009 on Friday the 13th. It was an odd time. It's been 15 years since we've received anything related to Nightmare on Elm Street, and that doesn't look likely to change anytime soon. Number 4. Poltergeist. This piece of shit. Oh god, I hate this movie with a passion. Say what you will about the original, but the first time I watched the first 2 Poltergeist films from the 80s with Heather O'Rourke, I was shitted. Especially the first one, but I have a personal story tied to that initial viewing that heightened it tenfold for me, but I won't get into that here. Written and produced by Spielberg and directed by Tobe Hooper, the man behind the scariest film of all time, the OG Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Poltergeist still holds up to this day, in my opinion. Jump ahead 33 years later, and we have this piece of shit remake that ruins any goodwill audiences may have initially had going into it. Starring Sam Rockwell and Rosemarie DeWitt, and some other folks, this film is a dreadful bore to watch. The writing is subpar, the directing is a mess, the acting is horrendous, the special effects are a crime to humanity, and the story makes no sense no matter how you try and frame it. But it was doomed to fail no matter what the second they decided to incorporate modern technology as a major part of the plot instead of strictly sticking to the supernatural elements of the original. It never goes well when that route is taken. Never. But nothing could save this piece of shit. Not even Sam Rockwell. Number 3. Child's Play. I felt so bad for Don Mancini when this piece of shit came out. Child's Play was never my favorite horror property growing up. My first experience with it was through the 4th installment, 1998's Bride of Chucky. A point in the series where things had embraced a more campy approach and ultimately shifted from pure horror to more of a dark comedy with horror elements. A few years later, as an adult, I saw the rest of the films in the franchise, really liking the first 2 as well as the 6th and 7th installments. Well, with the massive success of those latter 2 installments, MGM, who owns the rights to the original Child's Play film and its script, decided this was the perfect opportunity for a cash grab by remaking the original. This was announced, mind you, while Mancini and Universal still actively were continuing the story of the original continuity, with them owning everything from Child's Play 2 onwards. Now that I've clarified that, the remake is one of the worst things that I've seen in horror, just in general as a remake. The second this was announced and the narrative synopsis was released, I thought this was a goddamn awful idea. Making it technology-based ruined everything from the start. Why the hell would you do this? I'm not going to get deep into the plot because I don't want to encourage anyone to watch this piece of shit, but I will say this. They got the legendary Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky, and when I heard him say, "This is for Tupac," I died a little inside. Number 2. Halloween. Okay, we all know him. The Shape. Michael fucking Myers. The original Halloween, from 1978, is one of the most important films ever in the horror genre, along with 1960's Psycho. It laid the groundwork for every film to come after. John Carpenter's directing, as well as composing the film score, proved to be a winning combination that no one saw coming. And you likely know that we take a long drive through Sequel City thereafter. Now to clarify, there are 2 other films in the franchise unrelated to one another with just the name Halloween. 2007's Halloween and 2018's Halloween. Today, I want to talk about the 2007 version from Rob Zombie. So, back in 2007, the powers that be, for some reason, decided to give the keys to the Halloween franchise to Rob Zombie, of all people. What resulted was 2007's Halloween, which was part prequel, part remake. I guess they called this a requel. Instead of an average suburban family, we're taken to the cream of the crop of trailer trash because, of course we are. And let me tell you, these people are just fucking lovely.
I hate you.
And I hate you too. You see this? As soon as this heals, I'm gonna break it again on your fucking face.
Enough.
The most foul kind of people you can fathom, especially the stepfather. I swear, everything up until Michael is actually locked up was unbearable to watch in this movie. These people are so fucking insufferable and they never shut the hell up. I know, the point is trying to explore nature versus nurture, but there's no debate for that here. Rob Zombie said fuck that shit because the 2007 version makes it clear in no uncertain terms that it's 100% the latter of the equation. Of course he'd lose his damn mind, put on a Captain Kirk mask and murder everything in sight. The whole prequel portion of the film ruined this for me. The second half is surprisingly your average Halloween film, with some decent kills. Honestly, the best scene in the movie, I think the Nostalgia Critic said it best.
Chucky from Child's Play shares a scene with Alex from A Clockwork Orange. I've never seen 2 people not trying to be the monster still come across as the monsters.
You have created quite the masterpiece of a monster off the blood of this town.
I know it's in my bones, Sheriff.
Then you must promise that you will play it razor, and I mean razor straight with me.
These two could do a Christmas show and it'd still be terrifying.
And number 1, Psycho. Gus Van Sant. You should be ashamed of yourself. Universal. What the hell were you all thinking with this? Not only is this a terrible movie, not only is it a terrible remake, but this is the most shameless copy and paste film that I've ever come across in my 33 years. Never have I seen a remake so devoid of its own identity that it relegates itself to being a shot-for-shot remake of the original, even imitating Hitchcock's camera angles and editing style in every single scene, only with worse actors and a complete and utter lack of any kind of passion. I mean, fucking Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates? Vince Vaughn? Are you fucking high? Who the hell thought this was a good casting choice? And everything else is just as bad. This film was unanimously despised. Once the backlash hit, the director started telling the press that this film was an experiment to prove that even a shot-for-shot remake of a film can never recapture the essence of the original. Yeah, You just keep saying that. Maybe some poor fuck will eventually believe you. And that, folks, is my list of 5 terrible horror film remakes in no particular order. And what titles would you go on your personal top 5 list? If you feel comfortable with sharing, please feel free to do so in the comments. I hope that you all are enjoying the spooky season and all that comes with it. If you enjoyed this video, I kindly ask that you subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this with anyone you feel may be interested. Until next time, everyone, be safe, take care of yourselves and each other.